One of the reasons I became a filmmaker is my obsession with great stories, and when I'm asked what my favorite one is, you'd be surprised to hear that my favorite story isn't a film or a TV show for that matter. It's a video game. I know, it was adapted into a TV show, but that's not what we're talking about today, so shut up. The Last of Us is a story of Joel, a smuggler tasked with delivering Ellie, a teenage girl who is immune to a cordyceps virus, to the Fireflies, a group looking to find a cure and restore society post-apocalypse. When the Fireflies at the rendezvous point are found dead, the pair travel halfway across the country in search of the remaining Fireflies, where things get progressively more complicated for them. Now, at first glance, it might seem like just another zombie story from the early or mid-2000s, but boy, were we in for a whirlwind of a ride. This game is a masterclass in every department of a large creative undertaking, delivering the highest level of creativity and story. From the writing to art direction, creative direction, the voice acting. Oh God, the voice acting in this game is some of the most impressive that I've heard in my life. They say the casting is 90% of a director's job, and boy, does it really show in this piece. Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson play Joel and Ellie, and to imagine anyone else playing these roles is basically impossible. Yeah, I know Bella and Pedro also played them in the show. They did fine. I like them. They're nice. They're good actors. But Troy and Ashley are special. I mean, they're just special. Oh. The two just pull off such a great dynamic of a forced pair-up turned surrogate father-daughter duo. The scenario of this game isn't even all that unique. Man tasked with delivering kid that's the key to mankind is pulled up against apocalypse with terrible villains. Pretty straightforward. I mean, anyone can come up with that general premise. But where this story shines is not in its scenario, but rather in its interpretation and in its writing. The script does such a good job at exploring the depths of humanity when encountering loss, survival, second chances, friendship, tragedy, and uncertainty. These characters shine out of how they react to the scenario they're put into, quickly making you forget that this is a zombie survival game, and instead focused on what's going to happen with Joel and Ellie. And this game really knows how to catch you off guard. I mean, I was caught completely off guard by that Henry and Sam scene.
Oh my God.
And the music. Oh my God. Gustavo Santaolalla's work on the score is unmatched. In my personal opinion, more than acting, more than the director, more than the world building, and the design itself, the music is the most powerful tool for a filmmaker to establish the atmosphere of your setting and world. I mean, just take a look at this.
It's all your fault! Henry! Henry, no!
Oh my God.
Now, take a look at this.
It's all your fault! Henry! Henry, no!
Oh my God.
You see? One looks like you're actually experiencing the moment and the music is just a part of the world. It just exists. Whereas the other, the music doesn't connect with our world. It just feels like a movie. It feels like you're being presented something as opposed to experiencing a true moment. It is a bit of a shame that the show opted to use a slightly more generic, big cinematic score for a lot of the moments instead of the gentler and more touching tune of the game score. But again, little complaint. Now, I am going to go in just a little bit comparing the game to the show, but that's not what this video is, again, so shut up. When dealing with cutscenes, they're all performance captured and animated, so you have virtually all the time in the world to select the perspectives, the cuts, how you light, so of course the game's cutscenes are going to be better than the show, but I think where the show falls, in my opinion, is in its editing. Just take the scene of Joel and Ellie crossing the bridge in Wyoming. So we see the bridge, and Joel and Ellie enter frame. We follow them in. So far, it's good. Holding. I like this a lot. Holding. Then we cut. We see the mountains in the background, and they keep crossing. Then we see the wide. That reveals new. It's like, oh, they're isolated. They're alone. They're crossing the river. Now it's another angle. Not much new information. We see the woods, and we go back to them. She's looking back. We get a bit of that face close up. Then we get to the bridge, and we see the mountains again. We cut back to the wide. And then we cut here. It's a bit strange. We see no new real information, just a different angle of the two walking. And there isn't even a huge emotional shift to motivate the cut. It's just, oh, that's a cool shot we got on the day. We definitely can't get rid of it. Anyway, this is the rant over. Again, I enjoyed the show a lot. Please, hire me to be a part of season 2. Please. And finally, we can't forget the unsung heroes, the designers and art direction of the whole thing. The overgrown cities, fungus seeping up the walls, out of people's faces, the environment, the world around is something to be beheld. My favorite thing in movies or TV shows, or in this case a video game, is ugly beauty. When something so wretched and horrible has gone to waste or is just neglected, when designers lean into that, it's made to look beautiful. I don't like pretty stuff. I like gross, old, decaying settings. They're just more lived in. They're more relatable. The more pristine something is, the more it seems like it was manufactured specifically for a film production, and it's just not as fun. But that's just a personal preference. All of this video is a personal opinion, so shut up. Anyway, what's special about this story isn't that any one of these things are amazing. It's that they all are amazing, back to back, in one project. A project that hundreds of artists could have worked on for over who knows how many years. And to come up with something this cohesive and beautiful and gut-punching, where all the departments are going at full-fledged and full capacity, is nothing short of a miracle in this large-scale storytelling like video games or movies or shows. Now, I'm sure the production had plenty of hiccups. A lot of big productions have hiccups, but each department delivered the maximum punch that they possibly could have. And that creates something really special and is nothing short of a miracle. Anyway, I'm just back on The Last of Us addiction, so here's another useless video essay in the sea of useless video essays. So long. Also, I made another video on shitty movies and why I really like them, so go ahead and check that one out. It's a fun video. That's all. Bye.